Hello and welcome to OwnYourSituation.com. My name is Benjamin Hanks, and this week's video blog, I'm putting two up this week since we're just starting out. This week's video blog is about, are you where the money is? I get the same question all the time, and it's always, I want to make more money, how do I do it? How do I make more money? How do I make more money? It seems to be a question that plagues a lot of people, and I don't know if it's just the group of people that I hang around in, but it seems like even strangers are coming up and asking me this sometimes, people that I just freshly met. What do you do for a living? You know, our colleagues, how did you get into what you're doing? You know, everybody asks you, money, 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 right? Well, what they don't do is they don't stop to think that, is the career path that you're on going to earn you a significant amount of income, or at least the amount of income that you want for your lifestyle? And it seems that everybody's got a little bit of a disconnect. There's a disconnect between the amount of money they want and what their career path is going to provide for them. So we talk about, are you where the money is? It's quite simple. There's a show on, I don't know what channel it is, some channel, but anyways, there's these miners. These miners are all out in Alaska, that's what it is. They're all out in Alaska and they're mining for gold, right? The funny thing is, I don't see them in Illinois mining for gold. They're up there in a part of the country that's known for having gold in it. And they are going where the gold is. So it just makes perfect sense. We need to take the same concept and apply it to our career. So really there's three places you need to look at when it comes to going where the gold is, so to speak. Number one is your career path. In your career path, is there any gold to be made? I don't know what it is you do, but you know, when I go back and I look at when I was doing farming, I really loved farming. You know, it was great. I got to ride my four-wheeler to work every day. I got to wrestle around with calves. That was a fun job. But the fact of the matter was, there was no money there. There's no gold there for a farmhand, basically. So as fun as it wasn't going to provide the lifestyle that I wanted. So you got to take a second and think about your career path. You know, where you're working at now, where you want to go, how you can get from where you are to where you want to be, and if there's going to be any money when you get there. A lot of college kids run into this problem. It's the same problem I had. You know, you get two types of advice before you go to college, and it's basically, go study what you want because you're probably not going to be doing it when you get out anyways. Or you go study something that makes money because you realize that you go to work in exchange for money. And I think about even today, you know, so I love my job. I get excited about getting up in the morning and going to work. But if they stopped paying me, I would probably stop showing up, you know. And then we think about number two, region. And what I talk about there specifically is the city you live in, or the town, or the area, or something like that. Any of you familiar with my backstory know that I grew up in a small town. There might have been 1,000 people or so in it. Well, guess what? There's not a lot of career opportunity in that small town. I had bigger dreams, bigger goals, and wanted to make more income. Staying in that small town and looking for a job wasn't going to produce the results that I was looking for in life. So I had an option of going to basically work at a grocery store, work at a hog farm, work at a dairy farm, work at a lumber yard, or maybe you know, try to figure something else out in one of the neighboring communities. That town that I grew up in is, you know, way over an hour from where I'm at right now. I had to pick up my stuff and move to the city where the opportunity is, where the money was, if I wanted to go ahead and make the amount of income that I was looking to make. Does that make sense? So, the region you're in, take a hard look at the region you're in. The other thing about a region is this is kind of a funny deal, is people that work at jobs live in that region. So if you're in a job-rich environment, you're in a hiring manager-rich environment too. I can't count the number of times I've been in a lunch line, I've been networking at the grocery store in the produce aisle, just saying hi, being friendly. I've met friends of friends, or even just been out at a happy hour even. The number of times that I've ran into someone that is, wow, you know, we're looking for a project manager. How, you know, are you looking for the job, or are you on a job market? So I've gotten plenty of opportunities that way. In fact, I'm chasing a lead down right now to possibly go ahead and amplify my career a little bit more, if that makes sense. So region really has two benefits. The third thing we need to look at is the company. What company are you in? So say, for example, your career path, if for some reason you like gas stations, you want to work at a gas station and maybe you know everything about it and you think it's really cool, And maybe one day you want to own a gas station or something, so you're spending all your time in a gas station now. But before you own a gas station, you still got to make a living, right? And especially if you want to get some investor, you got to throw some money down and all that to start one of those. So is the company you're working at, are you working at some roadside, barely a convenience store out in the middle of nowhere where there's really no money? There's no room for you to grow, there's no room for you to advance, and there's no money for you basically. Or are you working for a well-established company? There's a couple of them gas stations that provide extremely crazy benefits, even by today's standard, and advancement opportunities, and they really mold and shape their employees into leaders. It's absolutely fantastic. We've hired a lot of people from there actually. They've got a great career development program at that company. So you want to think about your company. This was a little bit of an issue that I ran into just not so many years ago. My boss, at the time was the general manager, wasn't making as much as I wanted to make, right? He wasn't leaving the company anytime soon either. So if I wanted to increase my pay, I was either going to have to get his job or leave. I was going to have to go where the money was, which was at a different company. He was either going to have to retire or die, and that wasn't happening anytime soon as far as I could tell, so I left. I went to another company. Happened again at this company. I got up so high, and then all of a sudden I hit a glass ceiling, boom, and guess what? The money stopped coming in. I just leveled off. I wasn't quite where I wanted to be, so I had a decision. I could stay here and just accept the mediocrity that I was living, and accept that this was all I was ever going to make, and try to retire from there 25, 30 years down the road. Or I could switch companies and I could go where the money is. So as you're thinking about this week and you reflect a little bit on the knowledge we dropped today, just ask yourself, are you where the money is? And do you need to make a relocation in any one of these three areas? Till next time, I'm Benjamin Hanks with OwnYourSituation.com. Don't forget to look us up on Facebook or Twitter. And as always, own your situation.